Hey guys, what's up? My name is Philip Tagatek, and I'm really excited to share with you a new series that I'm starting. It's called Journey into the Profession. I'm making this series in hopes to be able to talk to other people about their own personal journeys into whatever profession they're in. I'm making this series to get to know other people in different professions and to give them an opportunity and platform to share their experiences about getting into the field they're in. Everyone really has a story, but not everyone has an opportunity to share their story. And so I'm hoping with this series, I'm able to reach out to a number of people, interview them, and have them be able to share their story with you guys. To kick off the series, I'm going to answer the questions myself. Hopefully, you guys will get to know a little bit more about me and get an introduction into what the series is all about. To kick off the series, I'm going to be going through the questions myself. Hopefully you guys will get to know a little bit more about me, and hopefully you guys will be able to get excited about the series. So anyways, with that, let's get started. My name is Philip Tagatek, like I said in the beginning, and I am currently a third-year dental student at Western University. So let's go over the first question. Question number one. Can you tell me a little bit about yourself, what college you went to, and what you majored in? So a little bit about myself. I went to UC Irvine, the University of California in Irvine. I started off as a biomedical engineer major, but then I later transitioned to biological sciences when I decided that I wanted to pursue dentistry as my career. Another little thing about me is that at UC Irvine, I sailed competitively for 4 years on the UC Irvine sailing team. And I also volunteered down in Mexico with the Flying Samaritan. Question number two, at what point did you pick dentistry as your career? So I always knew that I wanted to do something in the healthcare field. My father is an engineer and my mother's a nurse. And if you combine those two fields, you get something along the lines of dentistry. You get something very technical like engineering. You're working with your hands, you're working with very small things, with microchips and semiconductors and capacitors. And then you also get nursing, which incorporates a lot of the patient care and the healthcare team. So if you combine the two, you get something like dentistry, where you're able to combine and really pursue best of both worlds, in my opinion. It really wasn't, though, until the end of my second year at UC Irvine where I actually decided to pursue dentistry. At that time, I was shadowing doctors and nurses through a program at Hoag Hospital, and I really decided that the hospital wasn't for me. But volunteering in Mexico actually opened my eyes to the potential of what dentistry can do for communities that don't even have a dentist. So with that, I actually decided to pursue dentistry. I switched my major from biomedical engineering to biological sciences. Question number three is, what was the hardest thing you had to deal with getting into dental school? Okay, so here's the thing. So I applied to dental school once in 2017, immediately after I graduated from UC Irvine. And to me, the hardest thing about getting into dental school was telling myself it's okay not being perfect. I remember dancing around with my personal statement, my application. I probably went through 4, 5, 6, 7 revisions of my personal statement. I danced around with perfecting my personal statement and my application all the way until about late September, early October. And I realized that, wait a second, I don't even have an application submitted in yet. So at that point, I was, out of the 15 schools that I wanted to apply to, I can really only apply to 6 or 7 because the application cycles for many of the schools I wanted to apply to had already closed. And so ultimately, that led to me only receiving one interview at Western University in early February. Later, I would be accepted in late May, a mere 5 days, I think, before the next dental school application cycle opened. So yeah, there's that. Really, to recap all of that, is the hardest thing I needed to accept for myself is it's better to have something to present, even if it's imperfect, than not really having anything to present at all. Question number 4. What do you want to do after dental school? So for me, I kind of have 2 routes that I'm leaning towards. One route is going straight into the corporate and private practice world where, I'll be able to learn the business, I'll be able to hone in my hand skills over the course of 2, possibly 3 years, and then later transition into hopefully taking over that private practice that I was working at. The other route that I can go is to take a GPR, take a residency, do that for about a year or two, and then go back into the corporate and private world to really get that business sense, and then go take over that private practice and then pursue a career as a private dental practice owner. Another thing that I would like to do throughout that whole process is to have a foot in the door with academia. It could be either teaching preclinical instruction or being in the clinic. I don't really know yet. I just know that one day I think I can see myself teaching the next generation of dentists, but we'll see what the future has to hold. And the last question is, do you have any advice for pre-dental students? There's just so much to talk about. But if I only had one piece of advice to tell pre-dental students, it would be to really explore the field of dentistry before you even consider hitting that submit button on your application. In my opinion, to haphazardly apply to dental school and to put yourself through about $250,000 to $500,000 in debt, even more in some cases, without actually knowing that you want to become a dentist, to me, that's just mind-blowing that some people would do that. For me, I took several years, 2, possibly 3 years, to really decide, is dentistry something that I want to do as a career path? But some people don't do that. People say like, oh, I'm going to apply to dental school because I'm not cut out for medical school and I think dentistry is the second best thing, which is fine. It's just, you have to take that responsibility of understanding that dental education is expensive, higher education is expensive. And, to say that, okay, I want to put myself through $500,000 of debt and then do this for the next 25 to 40 years of my career, those are things that you really have to consider. I'll be making another video later on to really dive into the numbers aspect and to see if, dentistry is something you can financially consider. Anyway, so that about wraps up this episode of Journey into the Profession. So if you like this video, or if you want to see more of this, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe in the bottom. And if you want to actually be a part of this, feel free to email me or Instagram me, and I'd love to have you part of this journey. Anyways, until next time, I'll see you guys later. Bye.